Hey everybody, welcome to the Mad LiberTEA party where up is down, left is right, and the rules don't matter because we're all mad here. And as we like to say so very, very often, madness is always more fun with friends. And today we've got a friend with us that we haven't had on the show before. Would you like to introduce yourself, dude?
What's up, guys? It's Marcus and from Miami, Florida. What's up, man?
So like tonight is pretty special to me because we actually get to talk to, I mean, like I don't know if he thinks he's super special or anything, but like we have you came from the Proud Boys originally, and now you're a Boog boy, and like man, I can't wait to ask about that because like honestly, were you drawn to the Proud Boys because of like a love for liberty or?
Well, I really what called me out was my brother-in-law. Introduced me to the Proud Boys, and I just wanted to have a group of guys because it's hard to recruit down here, and I wanted to have a group of guys where they wanted to stand for something. So back then I was misinformed, and I thought they would stood for something else, and I had to go to DC and represent the Proud Boys, and pretty much they turned their backs on me while I was representing. While I had a Proud Boy patch, So
Really?
yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
what did you originally think it was like about and everything like that, if you don't mind me asking?
I thought they were real fucking patriots. I thought they stood up for the Constitution, our rights, everybody's rights. Apparently, they don't go by that. Apparently, they want to be right themselves. They don't want to believe anybody on, oh no, some shit. They don't want to believe anybody's other rights. They think they're the ones that are right. And that's not. It's not. It's not common sense. It's not right. If somebody doesn't agree with you, it doesn't mean you have to go and beat them up. It's not logical.
Yeah, I agree. But are there, do you think there are other boys like you and that haven't come across the gap yet that like, you know, believe in like actual liberty for everybody though?
There's some that are waking up, because every day the battle gets stronger and stronger. So as people go and Proud Boys go to these cities, there's some Proud Boys that are waking up and they're like, fuck this shit. These guys are not standing up for what America's standing up for. They're just a far right white supremacist group, and a lot of them are trailer trash fucking idiots.
And like you said that they kind of like left you hanging and shit. Is that because of your
I
race
have no
or
idea.
was it something
I have
else?
no idea. I have no idea. I went out there, like I said, I went out there representing Proud Boys. I had met Mike the day before, and Mike Dunn,
Yeah.
and like I said, I went out there representing the Proud Boys, and like I said, once when I got to the whole group, it was like they didn't give a shit. Nobody knew what the fuck they were doing. It was all they were right. Nobody was wrong, and they're right. So it's. I was like, I didn't go out with that ideology. Like I said, I had to go to DC to open my eyes and figure out that this is not what I stand for. And then I went to the hotel that same night after that day, and Mike came to my hotel room, and we were there with a bunch of guys, and he was talking to me about the whole Boogaloo and stuff. And I had seen Mike previous on the video with the Virginia, with the sheriff, and him getting the chocolate milk, and I called him chocolate milk guy. I call you the chocolate milk
Chocolate
guy.
milk guy.
Yeah, I told you the chocolate milk guy, and he set me up pretty much a good ideology, and I was like, well, that's what the fuck I stand for. So it was just a better common sense of representing an ideology where we fight for our God given fucking rights, and if we don't have that, we don't have nothing.
So like was like so what original like how did you originally become interested in like liberty? Did something happen or like was it how you were raised or?
Well, I always knew politics were bullshit. I always knew growing up that politicians never really give a fuck about us. The rich never really care about the middle or the poor. It's just common sense. I have never been into politics as I am now, which is crazy. Which I'm gonna be 34 years old, and now is when I'm waking up. Literally. Now is when my eyes are going toot 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 toot, and I'm like, well, hold on, I can't be Republican and I can't be Democrat. And they're both playing the same agenda. You know, they're both playing the same agenda. We're both falling on the same trap. We're divided. And if you see around what's going on in the whole fucking world, the whole world is fighting against tyranny. They're fighting against the government, the system. And we're the only country that are fighting against ourselves. We have Antifa, BLM, and the Patriots and all this stuff. Instead of us being together, they have us divided because they don't want
Yeah.
us to win.
Into all these different groups, and they tell us what the other groups are like, and you get this idea of what, like, this group is like this group is like this. There are no individuals.
Mm-hmm.
I and Man, it just frustrates the hell out of me. It's kind of part of the narrative, that they weave around us. And I think that, like, someone like you coming across the lines like that, that's very narrative busting. I think it's really important. Have you been able to, like, um I guess, like, liberty evangelize to anybody with it? Like, is
Ah,
it?
man, it's so hard, because you can't really stuff overload somebody's brain in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna go blah too much, and they're gonna go back to the basics, which is the narrative, mainstream media. And what they're told, and they're gonna say on what they're told on TV.
yeah,
Television. So it's really hard to get somebody that's probably older or probably has more into politics than and to convert them to liberty. It's like they're brainwashed. It's like a zombie. We had a guy, and he was on the news, the local news, and they had asked him about the curfew. And he comes out like a pussy and says, "Oh well, if law enforcement allows it, I think it's better for our city." And I'm like, you see, we can't have people like this out in our streets, man. It's the type of pussies that they lock them up in concentration camps and kill them. We can't deal with that.
yeah. That goes for you libertarians out there, because, like, a lot of Libertarian Party members were towing that line too, or they didn't. They maybe not going out saying it, but, like, when it was time to go out and do shit, they didn't want to. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna get in trouble. Oh, the media is gonna talk shit about us," and I'm just like,
Exactly.
"Fuck, who cares? We have to go outside."
Yeah, people have to understand that people have to get in trouble in order for other people to wake up. There's gonna be bloodshed on these streets because that's the only thing that's gonna wake people up. People keep, oh, because the police, and oh, because our businesses, oh, because the county, and because they're fighting us. Who gives a shit? What the fuck do you live in? You live in a free country, right? Make it free again. Don't imprison yourselves. Make this motherfucker free again. You know?
Yeah. I mean, like, Trump had a really nice saying at the beginning, "Make America great again" and everything like that. But we didn't really think about what that meant. We just kind of went with it, like, as a
Yeah,
nation, people were just like, "Yeah, make it great again." But how? When you ask how, they get kind of stopped up. They're just like, "Trump's gonna do it," and I'm just like, "Okay, well, let's wait and see." I hoped he did. I wanted him to. Like, I never want to, like, wish that the guy who's driving the plane dies while he's driving the plane,
mhm.
or fails at his job while he's fucking flying the plane, because then we all go down with him. But, like, I mean, I guess the accelerationist in me is kind of like, if it happens, then people will see. I mean, the left already know about the police and stuff like that, but it seems like the
Mhm.
right now are starting to come out and see that too, especially with, like, what happened up in Oregon and everything. Do you think that's gonna, like, open more eyes, or do you think that it's just gonna be a little crack in the glass?
I think that's a video waiting to go viral. Give it a couple more days. I mean, that's one of the most peaceful militias that we got out there is the Patriot Prayer Group that did that. They do prayers, and they broke into the Capitol building and said, and they weren't armed. They were armed. It's not like they had bear spray and shit. They were armed, So that's gonna open up eyes to other capitals in the states and be like, hey, well, this is enough, you know.
Yeah.
And people everywhere gotta wake up. Of course, we have some people that are more awake than others in other states, and like I said, here down south, it's a lot of people are sheep, man. I gotta say, a lot of people are sheep.
Well, I gotta ask, like, were you into the QAnon stuff and everything?
In the beginning, I was when I was a Trumper. You know what I mean? Like when I was supporting Trump and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, though. I mean, between Biden and Trump, I rather go for Trump. You know, to be
One's a
honest.
fucking slow ride down and one's a fast ride down, you know.
Either way is both bad. Yeah, I love. What was the question again?
I was asking if you were into the QAnon stuff when you
There
got
you go. The Q. In the beginning, I was kind of like, okay, well, they're gonna drop indictments on the third on election day, and people are gonna go to jail, and then watch out this and then watch out that, and I was kind of like, okay, well, no indictments, ain't nobody going to jail, it's, and then I kind of like, all right, you know what, this is total bullshit to keep us distracted from what's really going on. I think somebody's controlling that shit, giving us messages, and we're like, okay, well, you know what, let's not fight and keep it peaceful because QAnon says be peaceful. What the fuck? So we're gonna wait for a fucking message that we don't know where it's coming from to wait and says to go fight because we get, trust the process. Nah, we can't wait till we die to go fight. We can't wait till we're in our caskets to go fucking die. Nah.
Yeah. Well, I gotta admit, like at the beginning when it first happened, like I kind of knew where it came from, but the way it sounded, I was like, well, I know that it may be bullshit, but what if it's fucking real? Like, and
And
I
I
kind of
respect.
waited to see
I
if anything would come, but like it was like decoder ring stuff. Like it could be decoded as anyway. Like they put it out there so vaguely that I started to kind of like be like, oh, this feels like a psyop. So I kind of agree with you there, like that they're trying to use it to just drive people.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. A psyop, and it's used against the people, at least the far right, and it's like, well, let's trust Q, let's trust Q, let's trust Q, but really, you're gonna trust Q? I mean, that's like it's like trusting the fairy godmother. You know what I mean? I can't trust that. I have to go about my instincts and my basics and do what I got to do. I can't go
Yeah.
about for what a message is gonna tell me. You know.
So like coming into all of this stuff, like, coming out of that and coming into this, like, I know you've had some pushback. I've seen some of it. How has it been? Like, has it been like a pain in the ass to get trustworthy and shit, or like with the Liberty crowd? Have you had a lot of problems?
Man, I mean, yeah, you got some people, they want to see where I come from and all that shit, and I got no intimidation, man. I'm past that. I'm not a little kid, I'm a man with a lot of hair in my balls, so I ain't got no problem with intimidation. Anybody coming at me with questions and shit. First of all, I don't gotta answer anybody, that's one thing. I answer what I want to answer, and yeah, people have tried me and stuff, but it is what it is. I've gotten death threats out here, so I'm not scared.
Oh, on a lighter note, what's the weirdest thing you've been asked so far?
The weirdest thing. Oh, am I a white supremacist? I went to there was a Marine that when I came back, and I went with the whole Boogaloo ideology. They're like, oh, but you're a white supremacist. Man, I was like, what? Then you don't
Look
know
down
shit. What the hell are you talking about? you know? That was the weirdest thing. I was like, there's no way I could be Hispanic and be a white supremacist. It
See,
was
I
like,
get that. I get asked that one too, and I'm like, dude, I got way too much shit in me for people to fucking like. If I take my shades off, you can definitely tell too, because like my
shit. Look,
cheekbones and my eyes come out and shit. You put your shades on and you look more like I take
there
mine
you
off
go.
and like people can see all my shit and stuff. They're all like, "What the? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I thought." But like it's amazing at how people can think that you're a white supremacist and not white or not fully white. Like I don't at the beginning it used to fucking just flabbergast me and I didn't know what to fucking say. I just look at myself and be like, takes my glasses off. Are you fucking shitting with
The
me?
crazy thing is, look, the mother of my son, she's from Cuba, and she even gets some looks sometimes. And she looks Latin, you know what I mean? It's and it's just like it's not. It doesn't even color about the where you're from. It's just if you're white, you're white. If you're black, you're black, and you get looked at whatever way, and because you're a racist. So it's like what? It's like you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You just sound more like an idiot, But
How
What's
many
the
times have you been asked if you're a Fed? Like
Oh
78,
man.
140,000?
I can't. I think I lost count. I think I lost count, man. Because we we how we is with all the chats. But yeah, man. That's a big thing. But luckily, man. Like I said, I got Mikey over there watching for me, and luckily I met him first, and then he's watching for me over there.
So like what like honestly like what did you think about him approaching you with the Boog stuff? Like was it weird or like were
No.
you really receptive because you were because of what had happened or
Yeah, well, the thing was, I was already in my hotel room, and I was kind of like, I was pissed off. I was literally pissed off, and I was like, man, how the fuck can these Proud Boys be proud? Like I was talking to I had a roommate, Jason, and ex-military, and he used to be a Proud Boy too. He's a 3%er, and he was like, man, fuck those guys. They're all the same shit. They're all idiots. They're all meatheads. Fist fighting punks, whatever the fuck. And then David, we have a good friend of mine. I met him in DC. I met him. Well, I think it was in South Carolina, Atlanta. I think I met him in Atlanta or Tallahassee. A great friend of mine, and he's like, hey man, because he was mad too. We recorded it off on a Friday evening, and we recorded off by the police. The police had cornered us off so we can get surrounded by BLM and Antifa, the violent ones. And we felt in a way where the police was not backing us. So I went to the hotel room that night. I was pissed off and all this shit. And my friend David was like, you know what? I'm going to Richmond. I'm gonna go pick up Mike Dunn. I said, you're gonna do what? So he disappeared for 2 hours. 2 hour drive, and then he came back 4 hours later. And I hear a knock on the room. I open the door, and it's Mike Dunn. and the funny thing is, I looked at him, and I had met him in Richmond, and I had the Proud Boy patch, and he told me I respectfully can't shake a hand to a Proud Boy, and I respectfully, okay, everything, it's okay. And so when I saw him again, I kind of recognized him to a video that I had seen prior, which, like I said, the I call him the chocolate
chocolate
milk
milk?
guy. Yeah, the chocolate milk guy, because I saw him go to the sheriff's office and get chocolate milk and his gun back. So that showed me a lot. So once I saw him come to my hotel room, it was just an instant of friendship, where it was like, oh man, what's up, man? How you doing? And he was just talking to me about how the whole Hawaiian shirts came out and how the whole the name and the ideology of just standing up for your rights and even if you don't agree with somebody that's in the corner talking the opposite, you know what, man? That person has the right, man. They got the freedom. They fall under that same U.S. Constitution that you fall under, you know. So it was the right fit, and that's when Mike did a video, he put it on Twitter, and that's when I felt like, you know what, take this fucking Proud Boy and piss on it and throw that shit away and do what you gotta do, because I don't stand for the Proud Boys, I stand with the Boogaloo, and that's the way I'm gonna go out.
That was a really loud statement. Did you get like did you get a lot of like do you still have any friends that are Proud Boys or did they all just disown you?
They all fucking lie. They're all a bunch of shitheads, meatheads. They all, of course, now nobody. Fucking Ricatario. Fuck all these motherfuckers. All of them. They're all shitheads. It's like, oh well, we don't know who him. Of course, you're not gonna fucking accept me giving a Proud Boy patch to a Boogaloo boy so you can piss on it. You know what I'm saying? They're never gonna accept that. Because they're so fucking losers. And like I said, they don't stand for freedom. They stand for the complete opposite, and they're pawns. I feel sorry for them.
I feel sorry for people who are caught up in the narrative too. Because, like, it's not like they can help it. They spend like almost 12 years or more in the indoctrination centers just as their brains are starting to develop. Like, a
Yeah,
lot of people don't even stand a goddamn chance. Like, I found that most of the people who seem to be more awake, they've got like something dark in their past or in their wake that like cracked the glass for them. It almost seems like a miracle that like anybody wakes up at all sometimes. But I think do you think like so people give done some pushback because he's always so friendly with the people across the lane. I mean like you're kind of like living proof of the fact that that actually fucking works. What do you think? I mean like flies or vinegar? Do you think they both work?
Good, Mike.
with in general, like, do you think that what do you think's better? You know, like going at people and being like, "This is fucking stupid," and like busting their balls, or reaching across the like Mike does. Do you think they
Well,
both have merit, or
you gotta understand, Mike is young, people gotta understand Mike is young guy, and he's done a lot with his face and his name out there. And I think it's right with what he's doing, putting it out there because I think people need to fucking see it. Just like the mainstream media puts it out there for us to see it. It's the same way we gotta do it. We gotta use the same tactics against them,
yeah?
and that's the only way we're gonna win. You fight fire with fire, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, as long as nobody goes out there, we're not breaking any narratives. We've got to put it out there. We may not be able, the revolution may not be televised, but we gotta, if we do it right, we can make sure it's live streamed.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's what I say all the damn time. I sound like a broken record on that one, I'm sure. But
Make sure I
like,
get it. Make sure everybody gets a body cam. Because we ain't got time to hold the phone
yeah,
and shoot. So
get
get the
your
body cam.
GoPro. Get you a GoPro. Like they have all these rigs and stuff. You can make them with your freaking 3D printers. Just get yourself a GoPro and put it on your shit. Carry that stuff out there cuz like I'm always telling people out here, they don't need me there with guns for the most part because this is Arkansas. Everybody has fucking guns on every fucking side.
Okay.
Everybody's fucking armed, but nobody thinks to bring a goddamn GoPro. Nobody
Yeah,
brings like there's like
man.
maybe two or three people out there in general, like myself included, that continuously go out there to film it. But the majority of people out there, they're not filming this shit. We gotta document. Just
Yeah,
a quick reminder: be careful of people's faces. You don't want to be the reason why they got fucking picked up by the feds or some fucking like chased down by some of the more violent people out there and stuff like that. Speaking of, like, have you had any experience? Like you were mentioning, being cordoned off from the more violent members of the BLM movement and Antifa. Have you had any like experiences with them out there that like?
yeah. I talked to a few, and as a matter of fact, when I first got out there, and we met this black guy, and he was talking shit, Don't get me wrong, he was out there antagonizing, but he comes up to me and he talks to me and he's like, "Hey man, look man, I'm just out here because I ain't got nothing else better to do." And he goes, "I tell you the truth, bro, this is all a trap, This is all a trap, And he goes, look up at the building." So I look at the building, and what am I looking at? There's snipers. There's fucking
Snipers.
yeah, there's snipers, there's Secret Service looking with binoculars, and
Dude, they
and I'm
even do
like,
that here. Like when we go out there, I'm like they're usually there and there and there, and if they're not there, they're not there. But like I pointed them out to people a bazillion times.
yeah, man, yeah, they're out there, bro. They're out there, because you can't go over there armed. If you go there armed, and they're gonna find you, and they're gonna put one in you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's literally watched, all the time. It's like they know who's going to DC. DC. I don't even want to go back. How about that? I'll go back when there's a really big call of arms. That's when I'll go.
Yeah. It seems I'm worried that they're going to get a bunch of people together on opposing sides and pop it off themselves. You know, do you think that's
DC
a
is a battle zone.
possibility?
DC looks run down. DC looks fucked up. You can't even see the White House. It's that's how gated up it is. It's DC is not what it
Yeah, I
used
heard
to
they
be
put up a
anymore.
big ass wall around the walls or a wall around
Yeah,
the gates.
yeah, man. You can't even go in front of the White House. It's guarded off the whole thing. You can't even see it. The whole time I was in DC, I was like, "Yo, where's the White House? Where's the White House?" And it was right there. I'm like, I can't see that shit.
I,
So
I yeah, I don't want to like piss off my right wing friends too much out there, but like that sounds like the way a dictator lives.
yeah, man. It's just I was like, damn, Trump lives here. Trump lives in the ghetto, man. Trump lives in the motherfucking ghetto. That's what I was
No
thinking.
wonder he wanted to stay somewhere else. Like at the very beginning, he people were making a hubbub because he wanted to live. Like I think he wanted to live at one of his places or something like that. And I'm kind of like, well, no
Mar-a-Lago,
wonder it was
Palm
pretty
Beach,
messed up.
Mar-a-Lago, Palm Beach, Florida.
I
He
mean, I
changes.
could do that.
Trump. I think Trump changed his residence from New York to Mar-a-Lago, Florida, Palm Beach.
I like Florida. It's not too bad. Unless you go during the rainy season, then it's like walking through soup all the time.
Man, if you're in Florida, I mean, a lot of people talk about Florida and how good Florida is and the governor and all that. People have to understand that the most populated counties, which is West Palm Beach County, Broward County, and Miami-Dade County, which I'm in Miami-Dade, we are run by straight commies, man. You know, we are run by straight commies. And, you know, the mayor can say, I mean, the governor can say one thing, and the mayors are gonna clean their ass with toilet paper and they're gonna dump it and flush it down and they're gonna do what the fuck they want to do. So, you know, like I said, we got the mayors enforcing curfews in Miami. We have a curfew right now from 1 in the morning to 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's what
So
happened
fucking
here. Our governor was like, "We're not shutting anything down," and then the mayors were just like, "Fuck you, we're shutting things down all over
yeah.
the place." Like our mayor didn't do so bad, but like some of the mayors around here, like on the outside cities and stuff, from Little Rock, like they were draconian. And I thought that people were gonna be like, okay, because of the governor being like, and I fucking hate Asa. I'm not gonna lie, I hate our governor so much. He's a piece of shit, and I don't even fucking
And,
deny
and,
it.
and look,
But at least he was like leaving us alone at that point.
every
Now I
governor,
can't say that.
look, every governor is a piece of shit. They're still pushing vaccines. They're still pushing a lot of things that we don't want them to push. Like, who's pushing
They're
this shit?
walking a line and dancing along with everybody else, no matter which way they
Yeah,
make it look.
and that just makes me. That just shows me that they're playing with us. You know, they keep fucking playing with us. Like, stop fucking playing with us. Like, stop. We're not. You may play the stupid, but don't play me and the rest of the other people that are awake because I'm tired of it. I'm literally sick and fucking tired of it.
Um, Speaking of being played and shit like that, I noticed earlier when we were talking, you said the violent ones when you were talking about BLM and Antifa. So you don't believe that they're all crazy, violent psychos?
No, no, not at all, man. Not at all. They're just frustrated because they feel like their voices are not being heard. And like I said, I had to go out to DC and understand that. You know, I'm like, well, man, I would feel the same fucking way. You know, I would feel the same way, angry and mad and repetitive. And I would think the Trumpers were white supremacists too, as well, you know? And I had to, like I said, I talked to some BLM members and you know, like I said, some of them were like, "Yo, this is a trap. You know, we don't hate each other. Relax. You know, we're just out here talking shit because they ain't got nothing." Some of them are out there because they don't have nothing to do. So some of them are just out there just talking shit. They're not gonna fight. Now you do have some really mad ones that they think that every white person is racist though. Yeah, you do have those BLM and you have those Antifa members that they attack anybody because they think that if you're not Antifa or BLM, they think that you're an automatic Trump supporter. We had a Boogaloo boy attacked out there. We had a BLM patch.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna lie, he did look like Antifa. He was dressed like
Well, he was
Antifa.
wearing all black, yeah.
You
It's
know,
kind of sucky that all black people wearing all black. Like now, like I remember back when street dancers would wear all black so they'd stand out. And I remember when, like, goth people, like, you can't be goth anymore. I'm worried about the goth people now. Like,
It's okay to be emo, just to say, hey man, you know, just be neutral, man. I'm neutral. I don't know, just it's just you do have your extremists where they go all out and they do attack people. They'll bear spray you, stun you, hit you with a bat across your face. They'll knock you out, and then you know you don't want to go out there and get knocked out, man. That's the last thing you want to do.
I'm lucky here that we don't have a lot of people who are like, even the people who are riled up at each other, like all they do is stand across the street and yell at each other, thankfully. Like we haven't had it cross the street yet, and I hope it doesn't. Because like I'm seeing
Now,
all these places where we literally have factions in the streets just going off on each other. This is like full on fighting, and like some of them have weapons and shit like that. And like, I look at that and go, how do you guys think there's no civil war going on? Like, do you think that there's a civil war already going on, or do you think we're just getting dangerously close?
it's getting dangerously close. Like I said, it's gonna take big balls, big fucking balls to somebody start that shit, and to somebody follow it up. Because we live in a society where everybody's scared of the government. We're
Yeah.
scared of the police. Oh, we're scared of the alphabet boys. Oh, we're scared of this and that. Oh, we're scared of the process. Oh, we're scared of getting in jail. We're scared of this. To the point where just fucking put a zipper in your mouth, fucking put handcuffs in your fucking ankle and your wrist, and don't do nothing. You know, you gotta stand for something, because if not, what the fuck are you living for? What are you like? What are we living in a free country for if you cannot say something because you're scared of the government?
Yeah.
That's not
And
a free country.
we even have people that are afraid to donate to us now that we've picked up the Boogaloo motif and gotten really loud about it and shit. Like
I
they're
don't know
afraid
why.
they'll still do it, but like it's like a drug deal, you know? Like I've had more than half a dozen people call me to like a coffee shop or something, and then like while we're there they'll just lean over and stick some money in my pocket and be like, this is for liberty, and I'm like, oh my god.
You know what
But
though?
like
But
it's true, they're
if you
afraid.
don't if you don't stand for liberty, what do you stand for? I want to know. That's the question, the $1 million question. If you don't stand up for liberty or for your God-given right, what the fuck do you stand for? Do you stand for communism? Do you stand for socialism? Do you stand for concentration camps? Do you stand for mandatory vaccines? Do you stand for all that? I don't. I don't stand for no police state. I don't stand for none of that. So if people are not willing to fight for their God-given right, then I don't know what they're willing to fight for. They're sitting ducks to me.
Yeah. Well, like I know that like the Boog, we don't believe in the Civil War. Well, I mean, we believe it's a
The
danger, but we don't
Revolutionary
want
War.
it. Yeah, we
We,
want the
we want the Revolutionary
Revolutionary
War.
War. So like what do you think of when you see all these people out there screaming about civil wars on the right and the left? Like what how does that make you feel? Like
I feel like there's more people than there is the system. I feel like, and when I look at videos like say from Germany and UK and all this, I see a huge amount of people that can easily overtake a little dozen group of cops. I'm like, all it takes is for that barrier to go boop, and everybody go vroom like a stampede, and who's gonna stop that? Who's gonna
yeah,
stop that? That's how you know. And when I was in DC, I wanted to do so. I wanted to drop the barricade down and go after people, you know. And sometimes you feel like that, and you know, we have to find a way to direct the people who are angry. We got to find a way to
at the
direct
things
people
that
to the system, to
yeah,
what was causing the problem, because the system is not solving the problem. That's the cause of all of our fucking problems. You know, if you're online and you're hearing me and you still think the government is the problem solver, get the fuck off, bro, because they're not. They're the problem. They're the cause of all of our fucking problems. You know, you have to understand that shit. You know, and people need to wake up, and even the Trumpers, you know, we got to wake them up. And like you said before, people are starting to wake up. You know, with the police still enforcing business to be shut down. You know, why are they're taking these orders, these unconstitutional orders? It's not right.
yeah. And I mean like I don't think any of us want it to have to be violent or anything like that. But I mean I worry that we're getting closer and closer to like a point where we can't come back from.
Yeah, somebody's gonna pop it off, and like I said, it's gonna take a chain reaction of balls to continue it. People need to sit down and look. The other day, I was watching some George Washington. I'm not a history buff, but I'm starting to become one. And people need to sit down and watch some George Washington shit. You know, watch some history on George Washington, because I think people need to wake the fuck up a little bit more.
Yeah, and I mean, like, he's not perfect. He did do the whiskey rebellion and
Mhm.
shit, but he said some fucking pretty smart shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
And
he just had balls. He had balls, man.
for the
You
longest time, he
gotta,
used to be my favorite president because he was the one that didn't want to be president. Now it's
yeah.
Calvin Coolidge, and nobody fucking knows who that is, and that's pretty much why. He did
I
some
don't
pretty fucked up tax crap, but for the most part, he didn't really do anything, and that's why he's my favorite president because he didn't fucking manage much.
To
Like
be
he
honest,
didn't
man,
even
I
try.
don't know what it is.
Yeah, he didn't even like his first run, his first go at president happened because the dude he was vice president to died. He wasn't murdered or anything, he just died. And so like he didn't even plan on he didn't run for president to begin with. And then
Shit.
he ran again and got to go again, but um yeah, no nobody knows who that dude is. And that's probably why I like him because he didn't do enough for people to fucking know who the fuck he is, you know?
Yeah.
Like everybody remembers these presidents that made these big fucking splashes and did crazy shit. And obviously they remember the first several because like they made history and they made what we are today and shit like that, which kind of ticks me off because like
I
they
want to
started
go a
off
little.
so good. But
I want to
now,
go a
but
little
then
bit off
they
topic. I want to go a bit. I'm sorry. I want to go a little bit off topic, man. But everybody should go.
sure.
Everybody should go check out Eisenhower, President Eisenhower, in the 1954 treaty. Google that shit or DuckDuckGo, whatever you want to go, whatever platform, and Google that shit. 1954
Yes,
alien
some good,
treaty
interesting
with
shit.
President Eisenhower.
I honestly think you guys should read a little bit about each of the presidents, to be honest, because like people who have to come here and immigrate into our country, they gotta fucking know all the presidents and all the fucking amendments and all the shit. And most people who live here couldn't even tell you all the amendments. Like they couldn't tell you all the presidents. Learn your history, or you're gonna repeat it.
Mhm. Yeah, that's correct. Like I said, I'm not a history buff, and I've been nothing watching but documentaries. And don't get me wrong, a lot of this shit is you gotta use your mind and put one and one. You can't just listen to one thing and believe it. So
Yeah.
you gotta go around and think outside the box and question and you gotta use your own mind to put in your own puzzle. You know.
So, like, if you don't mind me, what kind of stuff do you do with the Boot Boys? Do you like go out to the do you go out to the protests and stuff like that now still?
Well, right now, Miami, we haven't had no protests. Like I said, Miami, we in fantasy land. Everybody over here floating
Well,
around
yeah.
in cloud nines. But yeah, I do plan on going to Arizona soon. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I'm planning on going to Arizona for some protests out there and showing face, man, showing love to the brothers that need it.
Are you
Um,
nervous, or are you
no, man,
excited?
no. I'm thinking more. I'm more nervous of the drive. that's what that's what I'm
That's
thinking
a hell
about.
of a fucking drive, yeah.
That's,
Hey, if
that's what
you
I'm
pass
thinking
by
about.
me, you better stop by and grab some coffee with me or some shit.
Yeah, man. I'll make sure I'll do that, man. But that's the only thing I'm thinking about. Other than that, I have family. You know what I'm saying? And I hear a lot of excuses from a lot of people. Oh, because I have family. Oh, because I have kids. Oh, because this and that. I understand there's some people that have to stay down in the homestead and got to protect the younger ones and protect the women and stuff. But when sometimes you gotta go, and it's like going on a mission. You gotta go out there and you gotta go out there with an oomph, and going out there with a thing on your mind and accomplishing it. And doesn't matter because I want to stay home. It's your comfort zone kills you, man. Your comfort zone kills you. Get out of your comfort zone, show face, show the world, show the country that you really about the movement.
Speaking of which, you mentioned like stay home and protect the ladies and stuff like that. The Proud Boys don't let in girls, right? Is it interesting that like they're chick boogaloos? We
Well,
got
look,
the
I,
chicas.
I, I am I am all about Western chauvinism. I like the whole Western ideology. The whole cowboy era and stuff like that.
I'm gonna
But
have to ask you about that here in a minute too, because like
okay,
I don't think a lot of people know what Western chauvinism is.
yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah,
It just shows you who they are. I mean, it just shows you who the Proud Boys are. They don't allow women in, and they got these leaders. And you know what, man? Look, I'm too old to be reporting to any leader. I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm just too old to be reporting to anybody. You know.
I
And
don't do good being told what to do. I'm not real good at
yeah,
it.
I don't like law enforcement, and I don't like authority. I have a problem with authority.
You and me both. But
Yeah.
go into some detail on that. What exactly is Western chauvinism? Because like I've never actually had a chance to ask one of the people who like was a Proud Boy or is a Proud Boy what the hell that even means.
It's taking it back to the old days, man. Taking it back to how the days used to be. When women cook in the house, they raise the kids. The men go and hunt. They go out doing dirty shit. Dirty jobs. It's just the respect that we have. And the Proud Boys have this model, which I don't think it applies to them. But they have the Western chauvinists, and they don't apologize. They don't apologize for the modern world. Um, like I said, I don't think it applies to them. They just got that shit and copy and paste it. That's what I think.
Sounded
Um,
good. Well, I mean the
yeah,
cops have that protect and serve shit, and it doesn't apply to them either.
they came out and said we don't protect. You know what I'm saying? We serve, but we don't protect. So it's like, oh, now you motherfuckers don't want to protect and serve. So
Yeah, they don't
Um,
serve either, mother. Well, they do serve. They serve their masters up top.
like,
They serve us whoopings if they get a
yeah,
chance.
I have a problem
Um,
with back the blue shit too.
so like, can you be inclusive and a Western chauvinist at the same time, or does that not go hand in hand? Because like I've heard people try to say that, like you can be a Western chauvinist, but you're not. It doesn't make you like racist or a white chauvinist, or I mean, not white, or a male chauvinist.
Well, we all gotta agree that times have changed. Hold on. We all gotta agree that times have changed, right? Um, people throwing fireworks outside. I was
Well,
like,
even back in the
I'm
old.
paranoid. I'm so paranoid already. I'm oh, what the fuck is that?
Well, I mean, even back in the day, there were women who fought and stuff like that. It just wasn't as common.
Yeah, but you got your match, your machoism, where I think that's kind of like, women have gotten their rights, and they've gone through plenty of battles and protests and stuff to earn their rights. And I agree with women earning their rights. I agree with women being independent fully. But that's just an old way of thinking of, women got to do what the women got to do, and you stay at home and you don't go out and do nothing, and you can't talk to nobody, and you stay at home and cook and raise the kids. And I think those times have changed. That's just a mentality people think.
And like you're gonna go out there and you're like talking like this and everything like that, but you're not like a mercenary or like a trained soldier or anything like that willing to go out there. You're just a dude, right? Like what do you do? You
I
MMA?
call myself I call myself a street marine.
A street marine?
A street marine. I learned from the streets of Miami, man. I don't have a father. I do have one. I'm here, but I don't know him, and nor do I give a fuck about. I never had a father ideology to look up to. I grew up on the streets. Drug dealers, gangs, all that shit. I had to learn from young how to grow up. I had a family. I had my daughter when I was young. I had to learn the hard way young. So I learned from the streets. I made it 34 without my neck being breaking, without being shot, and I still have death threats every day of my life. So I'm still here.
So like what do you do for a living if you don't mind me asking? Like
Family business, family business.
cool, cool. And like so you've got hobbies and shit like that, like normal people, right? It's not just
Oh
all
man,
liberty all the time or
yeah. Nah, I write music. I get into the
oh
whole.
that's cool.
Yeah, I got a YouTube channel, and he brings entertainment, and I had dreadlocks, and I look like Antifa for a little bit, but
Well, you're gonna have to pass me that so I can come check it out.
yeah, man. I have Florida boy. It's just a year before the Corona hit. I trained a lot of jujitsu and judo, boxing, kickboxing. I had just had a couple surgeries. I had a surgery on my back, my spinal cord, so I had to take some time off. And but yeah, man, that's my hobbies, man. I love training. I run every day. I think every Boogaloo, like I said, whether you have a job or not, man, you gotta find at least an hour to go run. Do that fucking 2 miles, 3 miles. Train every day. Stay on your tippy toes, man. You can't be in your comfort zone the whole time and
Yeah,
expect to win a
yeah,
war.
right. Like definitely and shit. I have a lot to learn still, always. But I mean, yeah, like we all have a lot to learn. Always. Like we need to keep learning everything that we can. Are you starting to become more of a prepper? Because like I've
Yeah.
noticed that they go hand in hand. Like
I think it's always good to prep, man. I think everybody should prep, we don't know when we can't go to the grocery stores. We don't know when we can't go get gas. We don't know when we can't go outside of our house. So I think it's always good to prep and have a bug out plan, have a plan A, plan B, and plan C. Have places in the north, have places in the south, have places in the west and the east, have places in the middle, have anywhere to bug out, have your shit ready. I don't want to sound too much like a freak, but you got to, man. I know I have enough food and ammo stored up for days. Can't say for
yeah,
years, but for days. Enough to get me the fuck out of Florida.
Yeah, I get the feeling because like every time I start talking about prepping, I want to like reach down and pull up my tinfoil hat and just put it on and keep talking like nothing happened. Like I feel
Well,
like that's how people look at me sometimes.
you gotta understand, man. You gotta understand that if even though if I don't ever use none of my prepper shit, my kids will inherit cool shit. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So, and believe it or not, though, I really have a belief where we're gonna see this shit in our lifetime. There was a time where I was like, you know what? We're not gonna see war in our lifetime. We're not gonna see this, but it's actually happening. It's actually happening. And happening a lot faster than what we think it is.
yeah. It's not just people against the people out there. It's people are actually starting to strike back against the actual problem, which is the shoddy governance that they're trying to sell off on top
Yeah,
of it.
yeah, that's the real enemy. That is the real enemy, not BLM, not Antifa. Even though they're doing all that commie shit, and I don't like communism because I understand communism. I have family from Cuba. I have family from Spain. I got family from communist places, Venezuela, and I understand that shit like the back of my hand. And this is how it starts with a police state. This is how it fucking starts. And nobody's like, oh well, back the blue and thank you, officer. And no, fuck that. They don't got your fucking back. They don't have your back. And even if you try to blend in with them and you try to talk with them and try to be neutral with them, they still look at you like a piece of shit criminal. You know?
Yeah, they're still gonna turn around. It's like I keep saying it's like keeping a tiger. Like it may like you and you're feeding it and stuff like that, but the day it gets hungry, it's gonna turn around and snap your fucking hand off. Just like it would anything else. They're
Yeah.
like tigers.
Yeah.
And like I fuck, I lost my track of what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, okay. So like I wanted to, like we talked about a little bit of your life and some of the how you came to the about you being in the Proud Boys and how you got into the Boog. Why do you stay? Like, what part about like we heard about what sold you to come and Boog with us? Like, what keeps you here?
Well, first of all, man, these Hawaiian shirts are badass, man. I mean, you
Yeah,
know
I
what I'm
love
saying?
those
Like, what better
motherfuckers.
way?
Like,
What better way to be in Miami with a fucking goddamn Hawaiian shirt? I mean, it just makes you fucking that much cooler. You know. Second of all, you gotta stand up for your rights, man. And I'm with a movement that's all about fighting for your rights. You know what I mean? I'm all about that. I'm all about the freedom of people. Even though if we don't agree with them, I'm all about the freedom of people because we can't be hypocrites. We can't be like, oh, this is our right, but then talk shit about the person doing the same thing, and but they got the right too. So I'm all about that. And just the ideology, man, the people around it, man. This is a big movement. There's people that believe in the Boogaloo all over the country. We just got to be
even
more
outside of
in.
the country now, you
Oh,
know.
really?
Well, I've seen on Facebook people posting non-American state flags with like boogaloo picture, like boogaloo flowers and stuff.
Whoa,
I
that's
saw it on
beautiful.
Facebook, like out there, just on my regular fucking open feed, not like in any groups or anything. And I've seen it on Twitter.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Then I guess that we're doing something right. Then we're the
Yeah, somebody
ones that.
sent me a bunch of fucking flags too because they were excited. They were like, "Look, it's a Mexican flag and a like a Canadian flag, and look at this Irish flag." And I'm just like, "What the fuck?"
No, man. What I mean, it's just I just it is what it is, man. This is just the right feel. The right feel. It's just this is the way I want to represent myself. Like I said, this is the way. This is the way. The Boogaloo is the
This
way.
is the
You know.
way.
And
Yes.
and there, if like I said, if you're not willing to fight for your fucking rights, and you're not willing to fight for your neighbor's rights or your family's rights, then what are you willing to fight for?
It reminds me of that country song where they're like, "If you've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything."
Yeah, you fall for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand for something. You fall for
Yeah,
nothing. You know.
yeah.
And
Okay,
I
like
guess
I don't want to get you in trouble or anything, but like, what's your
nah,
least
man.
favorite part about
You ain't getting me in
what?
trouble, man. Come on, motherfucker, get me,
What?
man.
What's your least favorite part about the Boog? Let's get real.
Um, like I said, the people not uniting, the people having too much excuses. I've met a couple booths where, yeah, they're about the movement, but then it's like, oh, well, I don't want to be caught up with this, and I don't want to be caught up with that. It's like, well, sit your ass down then. Sit your ass
Yeah.
down on the bench and watch the goddamn fucking starters play. You know.
I can relate to that. It gets a little frustrating, but like I think it's the majority of people are genuine too.
Listen,
Just
listen.
does get
If kids,
tiring.
if kids, if you having kids is a big priority, then hey, you know what? Curl up and protect your kids because they're coming after your kids too. You know.
Yeah.
But sometimes you cannot wait till the fight is at your door. You cannot wait for that because then if you wait for the fight is at your door, guess what? You're too fucking late. You think
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to fight all that and do this crazy shit, man? This ain't Mission Impossible. This ain't a fucking Hollywood movie. This is real fucking life. There ain't no reset on that Call of Duty shit. This is real fucking life. People need to understand that shit. You know?
Yeah. Man, yeah, no, I couldn't agree more with that either. I mean, like, and like, honestly, everybody coming together to like meeting their neighbors, meeting their community, and being out there and everything, drawing people together. It's not just for you, it's for your community and shit like that. If you're standalone, then that's how you're gonna fall
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah, it is. And I'm trying to get people involved, and there's people that have cut tags off for me because I have a Boogaloo patch on my vest, right? And I went to go train shooting and stuff, and I guess there's a lot of law enforcement that go train out there. Because academy doesn't really pay for your shooting, so they go out there and they train on their own terms. And I guess as they see a Boogaloo patch, they kind of cut ties, and these are people that I don't know that were law enforcement or they're just competition shooters or whatever the fuck. And they're like, hey man, that guy's a bully, cut ties with him. The guy don't like the cops or whatever the fuck. So it's yeah, man. I get some type of image out here, man. And it is what it is, man. You know what? Let it be seen, man. Let it. I want them to know though that they're not liked. And ever since I was a
Yeah.
kid, growing up in Miami, we don't like cops. We don't like them getting behind them, like getting behind us in the car. When we drive, we're always looking for the cops. We don't like cops. We don't like law
Nope.
enforcement. And
Even no
that's
matter what they say, like the normal people out there who say they like the cops, they don't like the cops either. They get nervous when they come rolling up behind them too. Like that's a bunch
that.
of bullshit they're talking, and then the moment one rolls up, they're like, and I'm like, "What are you afraid of? What's so
Yeah,
scary? I thought you
yeah.
loved these motherfuckers. Aren't they like puppies?"
And I was one of them. I was one of them, and like I said, I've been pulled over, and there's plenty of times where I think now that I'm older, I think
Yeah,
now where I'm like, damn, these cops then literally took my rights away. Literally don't take me out the car, sit down on the floor for no fucking reason, So it's like now with everything that I know now, it's like fuck those motherfuckers. Fuck them. Everybody's so
yeah,
scared. I'm like, well, if you're scared, then like I said, sit the fuck down, because
I can
and I'm
relate.
and we can't
Again,
go back and we can't go back to the ones that are sitting down the bench. You know what I'm saying? If they already chose to sit on the bench, your ass is staying on the bench. I ain't putting you in the motherfucking game. You know?
well, I mean, like when I was younger, I was like, I'm doing something wrong, you know. So if they catch me, they're catching me doing something wrong. But as I started to grow and learn more, I turned from that to, no, motherfucker, you're a criminal. You're
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
gang member, you know.
yeah.
And I was raised around fucking rough people. I was raised around a lot of rough people, like a lot of bikers and gang members and shit like that. I trust them more than the fucking cops. Like I do, and I'm not gonna pretend that I fucking don't. Like growing up as a kid, they tried to like it was really weird. I had some serious dissonance because like I'd go with part of my family and they'd see like a scary biker or a gang member over there, and like I would just toddle up and be like, "Do you have any candy?" And they're like, "No, no, you can't talk to him. He's gonna," and they didn't even know what they were gonna like what to say that they were gonna be, but they would just be like, "They're horrible. They're gonna fucking kill you and all this other shit. You can't talk to these people." And I would be so confused because like not but a few days ago there was a bunch of scary bikers and gangers like throwing me around like you do with kids playing around trying to give me a
Come on, man.
puppy, and my dad being like, "No, no puppies," and shit like that.
You got the Hell's Angels doing Toys for Tots, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You don't want to fuck with them motherfuckers, man. You don't want to smoke with the
And
Hell's
dude, there
Angels.
was this dude I remember, and he had a trike. he was an older guy, but he was like real scary. Like he was like real scary by regular standards and shit like that. But like when it come around Christmas time, he had this bit. He would like fluff out his beard and everything, and dress up like Santa Claus. And he put the sleigh on the back of his trike, and we would put all the toys in there for the toy run and shit like that. And like he would just drive around and play with all the kids and everything like
That's
that. And it was
awesome.
just like y'all don't know because like they've wrapped us up in a narrative where they demonize groups of people who are literally just most of those people don't fucking break the NAP, like just go around breaking the NAP for the fun of it. Some people do, but I mean like a lot of them don't. And the only thing that they've done is that's wrong are things that shouldn't be illegal in the first place, like drugs and sex and like just breaking stupid laws that shouldn't fucking exist. And it's
Hmm.
being like they're wrapping it around us and making people think that they're the bad guys and that the cops are the good guys for stopping it. But like we're back, we're it's a backwards, upside down world right now. And I feel so bad for the people that still won't let go of it. Like,
Yeah, the well, at the end of the day, it's like my brother-in-law tells me all the time. And he's the one that actually I got to know what the Boogaloo was before I actually met Mike, and he tells me at the end of the day, it's gonna be pick a side. Pick a side and fight on because there's not gonna be no in the middle. Pick a side and fight on, and that's what you're gonna get.
I kind
You know.
of disagree with that though. Like, I think that the middle is us, and we can be us.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. I mean? Pick a side and fight. I don't mean like the right or the left. Now,
Okay, like,
the far and the left and the right to me is all one party. To me, that shit
yeah,
is
it's a for me too.
they
I think of
just
it as a monopoly, not a
yeah,
duopoly.
of course. They just have one script to convince one side, and then the other one has another script to convince the other side, and that's how they create division. You know what I'm saying? That to me, the Republican Party is just as dirty as the Democrat Party. There's to me, there's no division. They're playing the same agenda. We're following the
So,
same fucking pot.
so are you like a libertarian or an anarchist, or do
Yeah,
you have
I'm
you
still trying to figure
decided
that shit
yet?
out. I'm still trying
You're
to figure that
on a
shit out, man.
honestly, like I say, like nowadays I'm more settled in what my political ideology was, but like I got involved in interest in politics when I was like 14, and I
Oh,
bounced around the fucking board like a damn pinball until like I eventually settled into this like just black flag agorist, I don't need any adjectives and I don't need any governance kind of shit. But
yeah,
like
I don't consent to be governed
sample
by
them,
those people.
enjoy it, like learn all you can, honestly. Like I came from the far left. Like statute of limitations are fucking way past and everything, but I got into some trouble with some of those motherfuckers. Um and until I just realized that that was not, like not my thing. I didn't want to hurt any I didn't want to accidentally hurt somebody or anything.
Yeah.
And like it was a big wake up call to me. And then I knee jerked over towards the right. I never really went above into like hard statism, but like I'll admit it, like at the beginning of last year I had a derp moment, and like I got scared by something and I knee jerked so hard that like when I looked up I was surrounded by right wingers and like not even not the good kind, and I was just like, whoa, no, 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 no.
Yeah.
Y'all stop fucking, because like I was saying things that were contrary to the left so much that they were grabbing me and being like, look at this mixed race little gay trans kid saying the shit that we say. Everybody listen, it's got to be true now. And I realized that they were fucking using my ass. So I slowed down and started my old routine again and being like, wait, motherfucker, you think I agree with you? Let
Yeah.
me tell you something. It's like
Yeah.
those memes where they've got the little chick coming up behind the guy, and he's all like, it's like when I'm talking to the right, and then one of the left wingers stops up and thinks that I'm on their side.
Yeah,
did
man.
you
Yeah.
did you ever like do you think that maybe that was kind of one of the reasons why they were cool to have you around? Because like I mean, it seems like a fad that they get token. Oh, like they get token people into the Proud Boys so they can be like, look, we're not racist. Look, we're okay with this.
Like I said, man, I went out there with maybe just 2 months representing the Proud Boys. I didn't get deep into them. I thought like I said, I thought I was just like
You just kind of
representing.
stuck your toe in a little bit and went, "No, this is not
Not what I
okay."
stand for. It's not what I stand for at all. And I
So you
everybody
weren't
had
ever like really deep in the Proud Boys or anything like that. So like,
no, no. I went as far as getting to know Enrique, but fuck him. Fuck Enrique Tario.
what is he like?
He's a fucking punk. He called himself Hispanic. Yeah, he is Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? He's Cuban American. You know, but he called himself Afro American. And then he's like some skateboarder punk that he tries to be, and then he tries to be all cool with his hat backwards and shit. And he's just a fucking idiot. You know, he wants authority. He wants respect. He wants power. Um, that's just the type of person that he is. You know, type of
It's
person that
intoxicating.
yeah, they get a little power and anything they're somebody, big and shit, It's just whatever.
I don't know how somebody can get tied up into that because like if somebody shows up to ask me for advice, I freak out. I'm like, oh my
Well,
god, no! Why do you want my advice?
to be honest with you, I mean, the debate where Biden of kind of forced Trump to say the Proud Boys, that's where
Hmm.
they got really their fucking notoriety like that, nationwide. And then from there, they rode that little wave where Trump said, "Okay, stand down, Proud Boys," because Biden told him, "Oh, stand, tell your Proud Boys," and Trump was kind of, I guess, nervous, and he said, "Okay, well, stand down, Proud Boys." Listen, man, they're living off that little fame. They're living off of that bullshit where they think, oh, well, look, the president, president tells us, we stand by. They're fucking fist fighting punks. The real war is the Boogaloos, man. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna boogie woogie. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna boogie woogie
Yep.
all the way. And like I said, well, I'll leave all that fist fighting shit to the Proud Boys. Let them do all that fist fighting shit that they like to do, and leave the real dirty job for the big boys.
Um, one of the like there's a little bit of a debate that I've been in and stuff like that with different people and going back and forth and like you see how like Mike is just willing to jump up in there and get in the middle of all these fights and shit. Would you do that? Would you just let them beat the shit out of each other?
It depends.
I
It
don't really
depends
think there's a
on.
wrong answer here, mind you. It's just
It all depends on what they're fighting for. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's some commies fighting people because they want to be communism, I'm probably gonna step in there and be like, "Hey, fuck off!" I ain't gonna stand no commie shit in my country. If they can talk all the shit they want, but I ain't gonna stand for no commie shit. Um,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Now, fist fighting for no reason, I'll stay out of that, man. Like I said, I've trained a lot. I have a professional mixed martial arts record. You can Google my name on come out. I've had plenty of fights, plenty of injuries to know that fist fighting ain't worth it, man. It ain't worth it.
Yeah.
Especially,
Like
especially, especially where that you don't know where the fist is coming from. You don't know if they're gonna throw a can in your head and crack your head open. It's just certain things. It's just not worth it.
that's actually exactly what I kind of came to like with understanding with myself about because like I'm small as fuck and I know some things like like I know some martial arts and shit. I'm not gonna get into any detail of what it is because I like to keep everything a surprise because I'm fucking 4'11" and need every fucking thing I can get. But like I'm not gonna jump into one of their fucking petty ass fist fights or anything like that. But
Yeah,
like, I mean, like
man.
if I see some people like going after some people because they have different ideas or because they're trying to talk, I think it's right to do that, like to try
Like
and at
like
least
like like
stop
when
it
I
somehow.
like when
But I'm not
Antifa
gonna be
was.
stupid, mind you. Like I can't take on 20 Proud Boys.
Yeah,
Or
I'll take it.
what is it that Proud Boy said? I'll take out 100 Boogaloo boys. I can't,
No,
I'm not gonna do
I'll line up. I'll line.
that.
Yeah, he told Mike, I'll line up 100 of your Boogaloo boys and kill them all. I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. Mike was out there, and Mike did his thing. Mike stood tall and proud, man. Everybody gotta give thumbs up to Mike Dunn, man. Mike Dunn has done a lot for the movement, and even though we don't have a leader, man, he's really pushing for the Boogaloo, man, and we gotta give him respect, man. All to him.
Yeah, I like to say that we don't have any leaders, but we have a lot of leaders
Voices. We
among
have
us.
voices, and look, the
Like
more
not
leaders,
in
the
the
better.
yeah, like I think a lot of like for the most part, most of us are leaders in our own fucking way. But like, and we got the like most of us have it in us, you know, and we're all, but we don't have any like actual leaders. Yeah. And
The-
it's we have got a lot of voices, and I think we need more. Like I
Yeah, we need
totally
more
I
voices.
love the fact that people like you are willing to come on here and talk and put a face on liberty and shit like that, because like, you know, one
Because
of
no
the
one's doing,
things.
no one, at least from where I'm from, nobody's fucking doing it. And like I said, it's either sit down on the couch and not do nothing, or get up and do something, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, you got people with fucking chains and gold chains and all this shit and nice cars. I'm driving a 2005 fucking truck and I got fucking ammo for days. You don't see me with no fucking chain on. Fuck that, you know. So you know, nobody's doing it in Miami. I'm doing it out here in Florida. You know, the Sunshine Boogaloo Boys. You know, that's my group. We got a bunch of 3%ers. And I just said, if you're just willing to fight for your rights, that makes you a militia. That makes you a militia member. I don't care who you are, what do you think. If you're willing to fight for your rights, you are a militia member.
So like we've talked about all these other groups, and you just brought up the 3%ers. What do you think of them? Do you think they're like, because I hear, you know, so many people being like, oh, they're all bootlickers or they're all
Not
racist
all
or
of them.
whatever.
No.
I mean, I know
I
some myself too, but I'd love to hear your take on things.
well, from the people that I know, the 3%ers that I know, they're pretty awake to what's going on, you know, and a lot of them are waking up now to when I'm waking up. You know, they see that the blue don't got their back at all, and a lot of them are like, okay, well, fuck the blue. Now people need to forget. People need to remember that the 3%ers, it wasn't just 3%ers. The 3%ers needed the other 47% to win the war. You know, the 3% is just a group of guys wanting to go all out, you know, a militia. And like I said, they needed the other 47% to win that war. So what did that make the other 47%? Militia members. So everybody needs to understand that if you're willing to fight for your right and the Constitution, the last thing that we have, you are a militia member.
Yeah, and we barely have that because they take, you know, like they do everything they can to wipe their ass with it on a daily basis. Personally, at this point, like I'm so jaded to it that I'm like, we don't need that. Like we all know what our fucking rights are. We know what our human fucking rights are, and we don't need a piece of paper to tell us that's their fucking rule book, not our rule book. It's
Well,
for them.
my embarrassment is that I do not know the full Constitution. I don't know my full Constitution. That's my embarrassment. I'm not fully educated on it, and
Fuck,
I
I
am.
can't quote the whole goddamn thing myself either. I cheat. I have a fucking pocket constitution.
I see. I need to get me one of those. I'm on a daily. I'm on a
If
need
you
to know
got an
basis.
iPhone, you can get one for your iPhone too.
Man, I don't trust. Man, I'm about to throw
Or well,
my.
not iPhone, but Android or whatever.
I'm about to throw all this shit away, man. I'm about to throw my phone away. I'm about to throw everything away, man.
Yeah, it does. It makes me a bit paranoid, the kind of shit that they're doing to like surveil us and shit like that.
Hey, listen,
It's
look,
crazy.
with or without electronics, they're gonna come and get us. So come and get me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If they wanted me right now, they'll bust it into that fucking door and come and get me. So come and get me. Like I said, I didn't kill nobody. I ain't selling
Yeah.
drugs. I ain't planning no fucking crazy shit. I am just fighting for my God given rights. That's it. So if they
And
got a problem with
everybody
that, come get
else's
me.
too.
Yeah, you know, especially my kids. You know, you got the kids
So they
are.
don't have to.
Yeah, so they don't have to. There you go. That's that mean. Doing it
Yep,
so they don't have to.
exactly. Man, I have been able to relate to so much shit that you said tonight, to be honest, because like, you know, I feel a little weird because I'm like, I don't have any fucking military training. I don't have like all this fucking I don't have a history in the military or anything like
But it's
that.
okay though. It's
I know
okay.
street shit, you know.
We're gonna have people that know how to shoot. We're gonna know people that don't know how to shoot. We're gonna have people that are good with computers, people that are good with logistics. We're gonna have people that are good with a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? So that don't
We got
involve
to take advantage of each other's skills, not
exactly.
just
You know?
using them, but learning them too. Like I think
Yeah,
that it's great that like I joined this group called the SCA, the Society for Creative Anachronisms when I was way young, and the whole basis of it is to learn things historically, like skills too. Like I learned how to freaking spin thread and loom and like weave with a loom and shit like that. And these people, they learn all these skills and they just will turn around and teach them to everybody. Not just for fun, but like they take pride in teaching this shit to each other and shit. And I think that we could really man, we could start our own goddamn fucking university with the bright people that we have just all
yeah.
across the goddamn
I
board.
just think time is running out to unite the people. I think time is running out, and we cannot spend
Yeah, it is.
fucking years explaining to people for them to wake up. If they don't wake up, we gotta move on. And people need to, like I said, need to understand that if
Yeah.
you don't wake the fuck up, we're not gonna be here to wake you up. We're gonna be doing other shit and moving on. You know. So you wake the fuck up now, or you stay here. That's it. Simple as that. You know.
Well, what if you could give everybody a bit of advice, like just one bit of advice to everybody out there, like normies, boys, libertarians, Trumpers, liberals, anybody who might stumble by this, what would it be?
Fuck, man. Be human, man. I mean, if I could tell the whole world something, man, just be human. Be grow some fucking heart. You know, understand. Open your eyes. It's not all about you. You know, understand the concept. You know, understand the evil in this world, and be human enough to understand it. Because if you're not human enough to understand the evil, it scares me, man. You know, it scares me, and a lot of things don't scare me. I'm not scared of a lot of shit. I don't, I don't give a fuck about a lot of things. But that's one thing that scares me, man. And I've been hearing a lot about the human extinction and all this shit. We are our own worst enemies, you
Yeah.
know. And it's sad to say that, that I'm a human, and I love the human race, man. I love people. I love animals. I love babies. I love kids, man. The most innocent things in this world that we have is kids, and we have fucking disgusting pedophiles fucking that shit up. So, it's just a lot of things, man. A lot of fucking certain things, it's just fucked up, man. And I wish I could just wake up the whole world. And I wish I had a platform where I had 70 million people hearing me out, and I could tell them just be human. Understand and love one another. If we could all love one another, man, we wouldn't be in this. We wouldn't be talking.
Yeah. I think that's great. I mean, like that's a great fucking bit of advice for sure. Like, holy
I,
cow.
I try, man. I'm no one to give advice. I need advice myself on life. Sometimes I don't know my
Same.
way of life. You know what I mean? Sometimes I don't understand my way of life. But that's the most basic thing I could say to anybody. Just be human.
Man, some days I wake up and can't even find my fucking shoes.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
man.
gonna lie.
I'm always screaming, "Where's my fucking phone? Where's my keys? Shit, I
Where's
lost
my phone? Oh god, yeah. I'm like getting online and telling my roommate to call my phone so I can find it.
if my head was not attached to my body, I'd probably lose it too. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? You see my fucking head? So it's
Yeah,
lucky.
like those Muppets from the Labyrinth where they're throwing their heads all over the place and then she kicks them off the side and they're like, "What happened?" God. Hey, any of you guys out there have any questions for this dude? Make sure you get them out there in the chat, by the way, because like I don't want to skip any chances for anybody to ask questions. I was gonna open it for the Q&A, but like I don't think anybody who was talking about trying to come on is around. Like if you're out there, pop in. Otherwise, like forever hold your pieces. But
That's me fucking
like,
Proud Boys. Pepper and Casey, what's up, guys? Man, it's Arizona. You got Boogaloo, Arizona. What's up, guys? You got Dave out there, Maine. What's up, man? Love you guys, man. Thank you for joining in. You got Eve, West Palm Beach. Love you, Eve. Fuck the Proud Boys. Fuck commies. That's my brother-in-law, Ty. Love all you guys, man. Love you guys.
if you could shout out like anything at all right now. Like, what would it be? Like a cause, a local thing that's going on that you think is fucking cool, like a content creator, whatever you want.
You talking about like a, what, a message to people and stuff?
Like if you could shout them out for like, like go check this out and look into it and stuff like that. I know you already gave some really good ones, so like
You know, I'm not too much about that, but if you want to learn how to prep, man, I would say, go to bearindependent.com. It teaches you a lot about prepping and about not worshiping man. Not taking Trump's side or Biden's side, but looking up to the Creator, and it gives you some type of faith. Um, shit. I'm not much with the news, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, just get yourself, man. You gotta do shit your own, man. Like this is 20 years of mind, of thinking, of process, of analyzing shit, man. I really can't. You know.
I'm gonna have to check that out and see what they're all about and stuff like that. Cause like you were telling me about that earlier, and I was like, fuck, I gotta check this dude out. Maybe we'll like reach out to him and see if we can't do some sort of thing together or
That'd be
something.
awesome. That'd be awesome. That'd be
Yeah, that
great.
would be pretty cool. I don't know. Sometimes people are too busy to do that kind of stuff, but we'll see what happens. I
He's
gotta
right.
look
He's
into it and
he's
everything.
he's right, he's right next to you. He's right next to
Yeah,
you.
he's like right up here, and you all know how much I love to get the locals on. It makes me super happy. Um, like, and I guess local is kind of broad for MLTP because we've got people all over the place in every fucking time zone, and even like Switzerland. So like, you
That's
know, what like how it is and stuff like that. Um, I don't guess there's any extra questions like the questions that people had that were asking me on the side. Like I tried to get those integrated into the questions that I asked. Um, you see that they were like, I had some questions because he was sus, but like it's all right. We're all feds here.
I want to know though. I want to know though. What's the sus though? What was the sus
Sus
about?
like, uh-oh. Well, why was he sus? You're on the spotlight now. You better
Yeah,
say something.
Lizard
Come on,
Jesus.
lizard.
I think I know who he is in the chat.
He's actually part of our team. And
Yeah.
over here, he's pretty cool. I like him a lot. I'm gonna shout him out because he's got some fucking killer rhymes.
Oh yeah, no, I love. See what I mean? I got problem with that. I write music, but I'm all over the place, man. I just go for my style. You
That
know,
makes sense, because
Bad
like
boys seem authorization, and it's quite a flip. Yeah, they see they seek they seek followers, man. That's what they want. They want followers. They want the average trailer trash. I'm not judging anybody. If you live in a trailer, okay, it's not my fucking problem. But the so quote unquote the trailer
some of
trash
them trailers are
people.
real nice.
Yeah, shit, man, that's in my house. But the quote unquote trailer trash people that the ones that beat women and get drunk and all that shit. They want those type of people, and those are the people that you see in the Proud Boys, man. And they seek, they're fucking fine. I just don't like the. Yeah, yeah. You can't. They don't even allow you to talk to BLM people. They don't
At
know
all?
that at all, at all. They don't allow you to
Wow.
talk to BLM people at all. They kick you out the group, and it's like I can't talk to a BLM guy that's telling me, "Yo, we're on the same side. Relax," and they don't allow that. So, and literally, they have a beating initiation. Like they
Like
beat
a
you into
gang?
literally, like if they're a bunch of little kids.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I thought that we got
No,
past
you
some.
gotta, you gotta, you gotta, you gotta go 3 months on that shit for the beach. So they never beat me. But yeah, the guy that was with me, Jason, that was a Proud Boy. Yeah, that's their initiation. And I'm like, hell, motherfucker, no.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be up for that. I'd be like, no thanks. I mean, like, that stuff is dangerous too, because you never know. Like, you go out there and get in a fight, somebody hits you fucking wrong, and that's it. You're gone. Poof.
Yeah,
Because I've
man.
seen that happen before. Somebody hits somebody in a fucking bar fight or something, and then they're dead. And now you got to deal with fucking murder charges, or at least like
Manslaughter.
involuntary manslaughter, yeah, or something like that. And like, you never intended to fucking kill anybody at all. Like a lot of people never go out there intending to kill anybody, but they see this Hollywood fight scene
Like
shit.
Tupac says, don't put. I'm not a killer, but don't push me. I'm not a killer, but don't fucking push me. Don't push it to the edge, man. Because if you come and threaten my motherfucking kids, and you come to my property, you gonna catch two in the head.
Fuck around and find out, motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, they gonna fuck around.
Well, dude, I really appreciate you fucking coming on here and being willing to share stuff. Was there anything that we didn't hit on that you'd like to say before I kind of like spin this down a little bit?
No, I appreciate you for having me on. It's been an honor and pleasure, and kind of on introducing myself to the rest of the boys out there that don't know me personally. And it's kind of hard to interact with everybody. It's kind of hard, I can't get to everybody's messages. A lot of people hit me up. Um, I mean, I appreciate you for putting me on the platform. You using the platform and you doing it for a good cause, a good intention to spread the word. And we need keep spreading this. We need to keep on pushing it. Don't not
Yeah.
sleep. Don't sleep on it, man. Because the moment you sleep on it, just you're gonna take over.
Yeah. You guys get over, by the way, we linked his Twitter below if you want to follow him and everything like that. Please don't go harassing. And like he said, it takes a little while for him to get back sometimes or whatever, but like I mean, like I'm sure he wouldn't mind you guys hitting him up if you had any questions after this, like people who didn't watch it live or whatever.
Oh, so
Or
also, if they want to go ahead and hit my Instagram up, I still got Instagram and Facebook. Until they block me off there, I'm still spreading Boogaloo, Boogaloo memes all over the place, blasting all the information I can. So they block me. But Facebook is YUNG Merc, Young Merc, and then Instagram is official YUNG.MURK two underscores. So it's official Young Merc, at official Young Merc two underscores.
I'll try and get those linked down there below too for you guys as well.
Thank you, man.
And you guys can help us keep this spreading by making sure that you like it. And if you want, if you've got shared experiences, if you like thought it was sus still, or if you just have some random questions or anything that you don't want to get on the other social medias, get down in there and comment so that like it gives us like ticks and stuff. And like the more attention you guys give this and the more you share it and like it and everything, the more spread it will get because these algorithms are stacked against not just
Yes.
people who are talking about shit like this, but like smaller groups and stuff like that too. So like help us out by pushing this around and helping us share it. And like obviously if you guys want to help us out, you can like get down in the social media or in the comments or whatever there and join our fucking team because like many hands make the load light. And I think that like if you don't know what you can do, but you just want to help, just hit us up. We'll talk to you. We'll find something you can help us with, be it simple or complex or whatever. And like you don't have to come on the show yourself to be involved here. We have people who do stuff in the back like constantly that are like just we couldn't do without them. Like thank you guys very much. Those of you who have come to help. And if you don't have time but you got some money, we have a subscribe star where you can subscribe or dump some cash, one time things with your filthy white market cash, or you can get down into the coin tree and use your crypto and stuff like that to help us out. We're already paying the bills here, so everything that goes into our LiberTEA fund, it gets put back into the Liberty community. And like I mean, like we put every bit of it back. So if you guys want us to continue to do that and do it in bigger, better ways, hit us up with that and help us do that. Or both, or whatever, like we will let you guys, you get perks if you join the subscribe star. Like you get to pick topics we talk about some like once per month, and like you get to get involved with our for fun live streams and shit like that where we talk politics and play video games and crap, or whatever you guys, like, or just come join the conversation. Like just come get involved in the conversation if that's all you can do right now. We'll get you riled up and wanting to do more. Trust
Yeah,
me, you
no.
hang out long enough. You hang out long enough. The
Would it
Liberty
be a
curious are
dollar?
always welcome.
Would it be a dollar, $5? Every cent counts. Every penny. If you can't fight in the fight, if you can't be in the battlefield, a dollar, a penny, $5, $10, whatever it is, man. The
Yeah.
contribution goes a long way, and you're helping with the cause. You're helping with the movement and with the ideology of what we stand for. Our God given
Yeah.
right.
Absolutely. And also, if you really, really, really want to help, be marking off January 17th because and prepping to go to your capital because everyone will be coming together on the 17th all over the place. All over the United States, we will be going to the capitals and we will be joining with each other, all sorts of people, not just boys, not just libertarians or anarchists or left or right of any fucking sort. We will be coming together because we know who the real enemy is and we need to. Because if we don't come together, they're going to have us killing each other in the streets instead. That's what they're banking on, motherfuckers. So get ready. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
don't even care. You want to come out and make a prayer circle? Come out and make a gosh darn prayer circle. I can't cuss and say that at the same time. It makes me feel bad. But like anything you guys can do, get out there and make sure you guys subscribe and shit too. Um, and we've got a bunch of stuff going on next week, and I'm gonna try and update you guys. I'm gonna do a Christmas episode tomorrow, and it's gonna be full of salt and history and salt mostly. Um, so you guys make sure to tune in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, y'all. Take care of yourselves. I'm not gonna say be safe because there is no fucking safety anymore. It's all just an illusion. Be bold, be willing, be ready, and you know, get ready to do some shit. Fuck the government. We'll see you guys later. This episode